Supported decision-making is something that we all use in our own lives all the time. It's the idea of going to people you know, people you trust, going to experts to gather information to help you make a decision. As a concept, supported decision-making can be used as a support structure, it can be used as an alternative to guardianship, or it can be used in conjunction with guardianship. When you call your best friend to talk over some news your doctor gave you to try to figure out what to do next, that's supported decision-making. When you're looking to make a purchase and you're reading the online reviews, that's supported decision-making. When you're looking for a plumber and you go to the Better Business Bureau, then you get some opinions from those plumbers about what's wrong and how they suggest fixing it, that's all supported decision-making. We all use supported decision-making in our own lives. For someone with a disability, supported decision-making can make a huge difference. It's a great way to ensure self-determination. Research shows that individuals who maintain self-determination and who continue to make decisions over their own lives enjoy a better quality of life and a longer life. And frankly, you can start supported decision-making at any time. The younger you start, the better. If you establish supported decision-making as part of that decision-making routine, then you'll always sit down and discuss options together. But as someone is learning to make decisions, it's a good way to teach them how to make decisions. What are the issues and questions we need to consider? Who can they get that information from? And how do we evaluate that information? As they've learned how to make decisions, it's a good way to help keep communication open and talk things over. And frankly, you can be using supported decision-making over big things and over small. What do we want to eat? What do we want to wear? But when it comes to those bigger decisions, what type of job do you want to do? What type of medical treatment do you need? Do you understand your healthcare needs? That's where supported decision-making can be a huge influence. Now, supported decision-making is not substituted decision-making. The person makes the decisions themselves. And it's not coerced decision-making. It's honoring the individual's decision even if you don't agree with it. We all know people whose decisions we disagree with, but we recognize that it's their decision to make. It's the same for a person with a disability. Supported decision-making can be used as an alternative to guardianship, but it can also be used in conjunction with guardianship, so that even if a person is under guardianship, they still have some say in their own lives. Recently, Indiana became the 7th state in the country to formally recognize supported decision-making as an alternative to guardianship. You can use the concept of supported decision-making with anyone, but with a formal supported decision-making agreement, it's putting everything in writing. So it identifies what area a person may need decision-making support in. It identifies who is part of the decision-making team. It identifies what topics a person may be providing support on. So for example, Aunt Anne may be the person you go to for medical matters because Aunt Anne's a nurse. It also identifies how that decision-making relationship will work, but most importantly, it confirms the individual's exclusive right to make decisions. That's one of the biggest reasons behind supported decision-making agreements. It confirms the individual's exclusive right to make decisions, and it restores the presumption of equality. For example, how often have you taken a person with a disability or even an aging parent to the doctor, and instead of talking to their patient, the doctor talks to the person who came with them? That's why supported decision-making agreements are important, because it restores that presumption of equality and makes sure that people are talking to the individual who actually is the one to make the decision. Supported decision-making agreements can also be adjusted at any time to reflect the individual's needs and wishes and reflect any changes that they may need. So whether we're talking about a formalized written agreement or using supported decision-making as a concept in everyday life, supported decision-making is an important tool to make sure people with disabilities have as much say over their own lives as possible. For more information on this and other topics, visit the ARC of Indiana at arcind.org and the Indiana Family and Social Services Administration at in.gov/FSSA. For information on charting the life course and on how life course tools can help individuals and families develop a vision for a good life and identify how to find or develop supports, visit lifecoursetools.com. And please, don't hesitate to contact a family advocate at the ARC of Indiana by calling 317-977-2375 or 800 382 9100.